G'day everybody, welcome to Bourbon Brothers April tasting videos. This tasting video is our star of the month, the Four Roses Single Barrel. So the Four Roses Single Barrel, it's a Kentucky straight bourbon out of the Four Roses Distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, in USA. It's part of the Kirin Group of companies. It comes in at 50%, at good proof, and it's made from a 60% corn, 35% rye, and 5% barley mash bill. It's aged 7 to 10 years in the virgin American white oak. The particular one we're sampling today comes from Warehouse VW, and it's barrel number 4-40. The Four Roses Distillery uses 2 different mash bills and 5 different yeast strains to create 10 unique bourbon recipes. Their standard 100 proof single barrel is always an OBSV. So what does that mean? Well, when you look at a bottle of Four Roses single barrel, you may see OBSV or OESF. These initials indicate the recipe that was used for that barrel. Hopefully, this will help you decode the Four Roses bourbon. The first letter in every recipe is O. This indicates that it was produced at the Four Roses Distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. The third letter will always be S, which designates straight whiskey distillation. The recipes become a lot clearer when you realise there are only 2 variables in each recipe, the mash bill and the yeast. Four Roses uses those 10 different recipes for their bourbon, compiled of the 2 mash bills and the 5 unique strands of yeast. So what do the initials stand for? The E, that mash bill is 75% corn, 20% rye and 5% malted barley. The B, that mash bill is 60% corn, 35% rye and 5% malted barley. The K stands for a yeast that's rich in spiciness and is full-blooded. The Q is a yeast that's slightly fruity, spicy and medium-bodied. The O, the yeast is floral, rose petal, spicy and medium-bodied. The F, the yeast is more herbal. And the V, the yeast is a delicate fruit, spicy and creamy. So this 100 proof single barrel is OBSV. So this mash bill consists of 60% corn, 35% rye, 5% malted barley. The strain of yeast that's used is version V, which is described as being delicate fruit, spicy and creamy. Compared to other single barrels on the market, this one stands out for me due to the large amount of sweetness on the palate. Along with the large amount of rye in the mash bill, this bottle is well balanced and full of flavour and smacks you around from start to finish. With the high rye content, the flavour profile is unlike something you'd see coming out of Buffalo Trace or Heaven Hill. I'm usually hesitant to read a distillery's description of a bottle. However, the standard bottling Four Roses OBSV recipe really does live up to its description. Delicate fruit, spicy and creamy. So now we know what we're drinking, I think it's time that we crack the bottle. Nice, rich caramel colour. Good long legs on it too. So that nose kicks off with a musty and oaky caramel with vanilla, citrus, apple and mint coming through. So on the palate, immediately you get that hit of honey, then you get your apple and vanilla sweetness with the oak and cinnamon and clove coming on the back end with a little heat as you'd expect from a 50 ABV. On the finish, honey and citrus start to finish with a little floral, something in there, freshly spiced apple, a little oak tannin. After a minute, I'm left with a slightly more prominent apple, citrus and mint notes, part of a really nice long finish. So that's the Four Roses single barrel. I hope you enjoyed it. A couple of reminders. For our subscribers, we're giving you the option to get your box earlier in the month, beginning May. So if you'd like to get your box or have it shipped on the 7th, then all you need to do is just drop us a quick message and we can absolutely take care of that. We'll change your billing and your shipping date to the 7th of each month instead of the 17th. Or do nothing and it'll stay at the 17th. And also don't forget, leave us a review if you can. Google or Facebook reviews. They help us build the brand and help us do some pretty cool things moving forward for you guys. And if you do leave a review, each month we choose a lucky winner to receive a little handshake from my personal stash. This month, to go along with the theme of our box, I'm giving away a handshake, a 50ml handshake of my Four Roses Barrel Strength 2017. This thing's sold out worldwide. You won't find it out there. And I hope that Tom J really enjoys it, because I know I do. One of my favourite bottles. I hope you're doing well. Enjoy your journey. Cheers. So the Four Roses single barrel. Four Roses is... So the Four Roses single barrel distillery comes from the Four Roses Distillery, which is part of the Kirin group of companies. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon out of the Four Roses Distillery. This right up. Delicate fruit, spicy and creamy. That's what she said. And if you do leave us a review, each month we give away a very special prize from my own personal stash. It's my stash.